Assalamu alaikum. We are Team Fatman and we are here to present on Brandwitz. First, think of a situation. What's the hardest time one gets when someone is flying outside the country to a place unknown? It's not the time of the journey that he done in vehicle, but it's rather the journey that all comprises with their emotions, their memories, likings, dislikings that they put online to make themselves through the journey. Now let's watch a video on this.
When I was leaving for abroad, my dad gave me a very good advice. He said, "Ani, do you know what a stepmother is? A stepmother is a substitution for a real mother. No matter how much you consider her as your own, she will always differentiate between you and her own child. Abroad will give you everything, but you're never going to get the priority. You simply don't exist, not in your country, not in theirs. And when you don't exist, our students don't get enough teachers. Our country doesn't find suitable leaders. There's nobody to carry our flags in the Olympics. But Bangladesh is growing. Your country needs more change makers. Your country needs more leaders. Your country needs you. It's time to build Bangladesh. The comeback is your responsibility to build your country."
Firstly, we have done the situation analysis and we have seen that Bangladesh is a country of emergent economy where many talented people are flying outside the country every year because of they want to find better opportunity and better lifestyle. But what it results is losing 0.8-0.5% of potential GDP growth every year due to blending, and our country is being able to reach in optimum position. Next slide. We have done stakeholders analysis and we have seen that our main stakeholders are the education system, government, parents, then potential expats, students already studying abroad, MNCs, and the non-residential Bangladeshi citizens. We have done Fatman analysis and we have seen that at the age of 12 in our country, an English medium students get the know-how of studying abroad, and at the age of 18, after graduating, after finishing their A-level, O-level, they think that, okay, I'm not comfortable enough to admit myself into public universities. And also they see that there are many corruptions. So what they do, they instantly take decisions that I must go outside the country to pursue my education. At the age of 25 to 35, these people mainly go outside of the country because of higher educations. But the economic rate is much more because they are affiliated with different institutions. And at the age of 35 and above, they mainly go outside of the country because they want to get their parents outside of the country. Now, the decision times. What are the main things that mainly comes into the mind of a particular person while they are thinking of leaving the country? We have found that better education, then job opportunities, social securities, better lifestyle, and political stability.
But what they really means is strong patriotism. Now, being here, I am not really patriot to the country. Now, why? Because I was not being so much inspired from the early age to know about the country. Rather than I found some really historic evolutions into my consideration that yes, I should be patriotic. But no one told me that why and how I should serve the country. That's why the people like me do not know the country's value towards us and also our value towards the country. That's a core problem that we find in the textbook. The next thing is the awareness of the opportunities in Bangladesh. These people go abroad because they really don't know what is the untapped opportunities in Bangladesh. So what we say is that when they go abroad, take a taxi or works in the petrol pump, but we say basically it's a better life here. So that's why we find out the two core problem is the unawareness of the opportunities in Bangladesh, and the other thing is missing of the strong patriotism. So we solve this by three processes. One is sort, the second one is connect, and the third one is call back. The next thing is we have done it in two processes. One is long term and the short term. First one is the short term.
Now, in our short term, where our marketing campaigns come in, first of all, we will be addressing those people who have already left the country and living in abroad. We will question their existence. That what are you? Who are you? If you're not living in your country, you're basically in the middle of nowhere. You're no one. So we will be doing this by the inspirational video that we have already shown. And the next step is going for a YouTube channel. This will be addressing the people who are in the country and who are looking for opportunities, but they don't actually seem to find out what are the opportunities that they have in the country. And if they cannot find it in time, they will look for alternatives in abroad. The next thing is homecoming movies. Now, we have seen a lot of Hollywood and Bollywood movies in this topic, that how a single person with a love for his country can change the whole idea or whole process. And the next thing is Pohela Boishakh engagement. This is a crucial part of our promotional campaign. This will be addressing people, those who are Bengali people living in different part of the country, different part of the world. We all know that Pohela Boishakh is an occasion where all the people, all the Bengali people especially, celebrate together. So what we will do is that we will sort out these people, as we have earlier mentioned, and we will try to find their roots in the country, the relative that they have in this country, and we will make a special message or gift delivered to them through a real video screen, where they will be given the messages that we have found out for them. Next thing is message on product packages. Now, another crucial thing is that there are exclusive products made in Bangladesh that are used by Bangladeshi people all over the world, like these masalas. These products are used by Bengali people all over the world. We will label these products with a message that Desher Ashul Shad Deshe Bangla. So this is basically to prove that yes, you are using a product in abroad, made in Bangladesh, but you are not in actually Bangladesh. So you can get the taste of this product, but you're not getting the real taste of the country. Another thing is mixed Bangla song album, which will inspire the people about our country. How can they be proud of this? And these album will be launched worldwide, and the artists will be given opportunity to go abroad and get to do live shows and connect with their fans. Another thing is Bangladesh cricket team engagement. Now, these are the people who actually carry the flag of our country all over the world. So when they are traveling abroad, playing cricket for us, representing our country, they will find some time to meet the local, meet the Bengali people that are living in those countries, and try to send a message that yes, we miss you. We need you back here too.
The strategy-based competition, this is very crucial one. Now when we do not let people to know that how you can build Bangladesh that they're studying in abroad, then comes this competition. Now what happens is the Bangladeshi Student Club in China or the Student Council in Harvard for Bangladeshi students, they organize a strategy-based competition named Build Bangladesh, which would be initial rounds would be in there. Now the best teams who comes into Bangladesh, makes their research study, and the final happens in Bangladesh. Now what happens in this case, honorable judges, is that they relate to Bangladesh. They know how to build Bangladesh. At some point we connect to their subconscious mind, yes, you may come to Bangladesh, and thus you can build Bangladesh. You are the leaders that we are seeking for.
Okay, so the long-term plans. For the long-term plans, what we decided to do was raise ambition and the passion in people. We would do it in such a way that in 20 to 30 years, all the children in Bangladesh would think about paying back their country, what their country is giving to them. So this is the first way we decided to do it. We will be posting like the renowned cartoons, everything that is between the children. We will take them and then inspire patriotism from a young age, so that when they're growing up, they would actually come to know that how to love their country, what their country does for them, and how they can help the country. Moving on. One thing we would do is provide information about the country and its advancements and developments in textbooks. What we decided to do was include these informations in textbooks of class 9, 10, 11, and 12. In this age, the students are actually going to adolescence, so this puts an emphasis on their minds. So they got to know that they will also be engaging in these things. One thing we wanted to do was include it in Bangla Vyakaran books and Poribesh Porichito Bigyan. What happens is, this not only covers the Bangla medium section, they also get to do through English medium, they cover the whole base.
Now it's come for seminaring in colleges. As we have already told that we are targeting college students mainly, so we are arranging seminars with role models to inspire them to participate in productive work in our country. Next slide. Also, we'll be having interactive sessions with guardians and all over the schools in our countries. Next slide. Also, we'll be arranging a particular awarding ceremony for most patriotic movie every year.
The overall journey in this case. So our ambition was to change the perception of a kid for 20 years, that at the end of the 20 years, he would think that I should pay back for the country. So at the age of the 4, what we see, that he's inspired by the cartoon. At the age of the 12, the textbook tells him the stories about patriotism. Now when he's at the age of the 16, the textbook stories tell him that how you should serve for the country. At the age of the 18, the seminars in college by role models tell him, they inspire him that how they have done it for their country and how they should be done. At the age of 18, the parents, which we are targeting, would also inspire the children to not to go abroad. Even if the children go abroad, they inspire them to come back. And at the age of the 24, the patriotic movies inspire the people to keep serving it for the population. So this is a 20 years overall journey, and that's how it ensures that everyone knows that how the country should be served.
So another section that we targeted was the English medium school students. These are the so-called misfits. I was an English medium student, and I felt that I could not get into public universities over here, so I would actually target abroad. But what we decided to do through our programs was we would actually hold consulting sessions by local university students from different backgrounds and the teachers as well in all the schools, so that they feel more inspired to study in their country. Another one that we tried to do was this campaign. We will be engaging them in various platforms with our campaign that we say is Bright Future Will Be Made By You. We will be making them realize that they are the future leaders and they need to help their country to grow and build their country. Strategic changes that we suggested.
First of all, now as we have mentioned our marketing campaigns, these campaigns will be only successful if these strategic changes are applied. So first is heavily subsidizing school level education. Our campaigns are mostly dependent on school and colleges, so we need to put a very good, strong emphasis on this sector. Another thing is National Youth Council. Now this is a thing that these students should be, who are going abroad, leaving the country, they should be tracked and monitored whenever they are completing their graduations. They should be offered jobs in the country before the companies that are in different countries, they lure their talents away from our country.
The next thing is innovation funding. Now what we see that there are too many Bangladeshis that are coming up with projects like Shimazi and other stuff, which like Khan Academy, and there are ongoing projects outside of Bangladesh. Now what we do is inspire them to come into Bangladesh and implement in Bangladesh and give them innovation funding. Now when we inspire them and tell them that we will be giving the funding, they will be coming to Bangladesh, and that's how their projects outside will be helped in Bangladesh. And that's how the address in the scenario that was given, that if you use the potentials remotely, will be addressed by here. The next thing is facilitating decision of SME loans. Now when these people comes into Bangladesh, we need to make a strategic change to push the commercial banks to give these people SME loans so that they come into Bangladesh and ensure their project happening. So that's how we will be giving a strategic change into consideration. The next thing is freelancing hub. Now, sitting here in Bangladesh, we see thousands of IT graduates freelancing for other countries. This is almost like a brain drain. Now we can see the other people in the other countries also do the same. So what happens, we will be creating another platform that is known as Banglalancer, which ensures that these monetary transactions are in a performed way and just gets the remittance towards the government. The second thing is they are being ensured to work for the country. Like people residing in England, an IT sector graduate can work for Bangladesh through this Banglalancer IT hub. So what happens is that we are ensuring their work remotely. Now the next thing is encouraging international universities, which was done in Malaysia, which was done in Taiwan, which tends the students to motivate them that they should remain in their country, because these universities, which are being operating in other countries, inspire them to remain in the same country. The next thing is different university admission curriculum for English medium students. As I have said, that this English medium student think them as a left out. So what happens is they leave this country only because they cannot get admitted into public universities because of the different curriculum stream, because the syllabus is completely different and they need to cover it within 3 months. The next thing is the headhunters. There are many HR companies in Bangladesh who will be tasking and scouting the outside graduates and offering them jobs, so that these people get the suitable jobs in Bangladesh before the jobs are being got by other things. The last thing is addressing MNC for international transfer. What we are seeing in our stakeholder analysis, the MNC are stakeholders. So they send people as a transfer from our country. So we will be guiding them with some clause that they should bring back the people in our country at some stage. We do not discourage them to take them outside, but we encourage them to bring them back. The last thing we would say here about the reach and the money we need. This is a 25 years plan. So what happens, we think that their public welfare sector and their education sectors, which has a huge investment during the budget. So we think that we would cut off 5% from education sector and a few percent from public welfare sector, and at the end of the day, this thing will be successful and reachable. That's why we think at the end of 24 years, every one of this Bangladesh would think we should pay back for the we should pay back for the country. We should live in this country and build this country together. Thank you. Sir, for basically in case of education ministry, we have suggested something in educational sectors. We have seen in previous years, it has gone through reforms. We have seen that the old traditional methods has done. So what we say, we understand, we make them understand the situation. And thus, that as government has assigned us, so we think the education ministry will be understanding the situation and go through it. So that's why we thought that this is the process. There will be cost in this case, because if we are incorporating something in the books, that would make a cost of the printing cost. We have also kept that in mind. But at the better future we are thinking of, that cost also gives us, like if one person serves the country back, that cost really minimizes.
About the YouTube channel, you have said that how you put up videos on the untapped opportunities. Question is, how would you know which are the untapped opportunities? Who would be doing the research over the years, every time, every month? Who would be doing that?
Sir, like Bangladesh Bureau of Statistics and the research institutions carrying NGOs and other stuff, they are already carrying untapped research on untapped resources. For example, sir, Food Step Organization, which is a newly born organization run by university students, they do this kind of job, and we have inspired our idea from them. They have also come up with tourism sectors where there are other tourist spots which are not linked to Bangladeshi people. Like a spot in Khulna, which is famous for food. They're coming up with these untapped sectors and coming up with this idea. So we will be like freelancing from, like this is more like a crowdfunding, sir. So we will be seeing people and we will be inspiring them. Also we can do that, tell them that your video can be uploaded from this channel. The people will be working for us.
And last one is the damn actually. You mentioned about Deshe, Ashusha, Deshi Bang. The question is that this is actually a concern, is that the packaging companies will be really hurt if you put up this problem, because it means that the packaging is not good enough to contain the flavor, and that's why when it's consumed outside Bangladesh, we will not get the taste. Because right now, Bran and other companies, everyone is focused on how to better packaging, how to have it exported to countries elsewhere, and how you can get the same taste that if anyone is getting here in Bangladesh, even by staying at this Iceland.
Sir, can I explain it with a scenario, sir? So this whole product lining thing was inspired from a cigarette packet, sir. So what happens when we see in a cigarette packet, smoking is dangerous. Even if in foreign countries we see that there are hilarious pictures which inspires us not to see. But do the people stop smoking cigarette? No, they don't. They don't even care about what is given in there, though it's a promotional message. So we are inspired by the thought that when a big industry like cigarette packaging industry, it can be persuaded to do that thing. Now here comes when we see the capability of government to impress these MNCs and these local corporates to show some patriotism. Now when they show some patriotism, their product also becomes a bit of Bangladeshi product, a patriotic company and other things, which also has a unique selling point of in another sense. So we have thought that this is feasible, because we have also already seen it in cigarette packets, and we have seen it that people really do consider this thing in a minimal way, but do not think this would hit in a subconscious mind, but do not take it so much of consideration that it would, if I am seeing this thing in the packet, I would not think that, okay, the product is not good. I would be thinking, for a few seconds of time, I should go back for the country.
is not only a Bangladesh issue. It's an
Yes.
issue for developing economies.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So, like, you analysis or research
We
about
have-
other countries.
Yes, sir.
We have considered many countries.
Like we have the historic case in this case was the Taiwan recovery, sir. Taiwan recovery of Brandwitz. What they did was there was comeback of only 8%, where the 20% of the students left their country after college education. So what they did is they brought up with that student council, national student council, youth council, what we have started. But we have inspired many ideas from it, and we have seen that gradually within 15 years they have increased the return rate to 55%, sir, which has increased a GDP growth of 0.25 into their considerations. So we have inspired, and also from Malaysia, our university purpose from Malaysia and other countries we have also researched from and seen that how these developing nations which have already overcome this problem, how the implements and situations have been done in them.
So the next set of your like 24 years.
Yes.
The 20 years plan.
Yes.
He said, like, we are in an interesting time. That you see the age composition of our population. So, like, we see the next 5 years should be the ideal time. Because we have the largest workforce. Because in the Western world, they have aging population. The workforce is less. So, do you think this time frame is a little bit too far? Like, when they will be motivated to stay, so the opportunity might be gone.
Sir, as we have shown in our slides, we have completely differentiated into long-term and short-term plans. Short-term plans, they include the marketing campaigns. They don't need 20 years. Marketing campaigns can be done in the short term, it could be 1 year or 2 years. But 20 years, we have considered 20 years, considering the all long-term plans being implemented. So, as we have said that we need to subsidize school level education, or change the curriculum of the education, university admission. These things cannot be done within 2 or 3 years or maybe 5 years. They may take a long time because people don't like change. We have seen that our education systems have changed very radically in the recent time, but look at the results. The students are coming out of their institutions and blocking the roads, making sure that these changes don't happen. There may be these decisions basically may be done for the betterment of the whole country, but they will not take it if they are all implemented in a very short time. We know that we are in a crucial time, but we have to consider the mentality of them. So if we do it in just 5 years, 5 years is, say, this is just a baby step if you consider a big strategic changes. So we need to consider a long time span.
So may I add to that, sir? Now, the other things, like what we are trying to do in 20 years is ensure that it is being implemented in the brain of everyone. Now, we are not telling that we will be giving the best director for patriotic movies at the end of the last 2 years. We are saying that it will be implemented from the next year. So what happens? The people who are at the age of 20 to 24, they are seeing the movie. So something is being ensured every year, sir. We are not telling that, but everyone is not in fact affected within if it is not completing the 20 years. So we are seeing that within the next 5 years we are affecting the people who are at the age of 18 to 23. But when after 20 years, what we can see, the people who are now at the age of 4 and who would be at the age of 24 and after 20 years are fully determined that I would work for the country. So no one is left over. So that's how we have thought that the whole process can go on. So that's what we have thought, that if a drastic change occurs, there may be people who would come up and say that this change is not accepted. So we have gone through a gradual change rather than a natural change so that people accept it in the process. Thank you very much.
Thank you.